Hey, good afternoon. I don't have very much energy today. But you know what? I did take a nap earlier, so I woke up a little bit more than I was earlier. As a kidney dialysis patient, there are many things that can make us tired. If your albumin is low, which is the proteins, if you're not getting adequate dialysis and toxins are building up, if your blood pressure is off, sometimes the medications we take has side effects of fatigue. If you're not eating healthy, drinking enough fluids, or drinking too much fluids. Those are all things that could affect your body, and there's a lot more different things that can make you tired as well as a dialysis patient, just for the fact that you have kidney failure. Today, what I want to talk about though is how I usually get tired after hemodialysis. And this is not the case for everybody on hemodialysis, so I don't want to think for you to think that you automatically get very tired after treatments and whatnot, because actually some people do very well with hemodialysis in the clinic. And there are other dialysis modalities in terms of different ways of doing dialysis where it can make you less tired sometimes for some people. For example, PD actually makes me feel a little bit more energetic when I do PD every day. And it's a slow process, and it happens while I'm sleeping doing the treatments. And then I get plenty of energy during the day. I get enough sleep at night. So it almost makes me feel like I'm not doing dialysis at all for the most part. Some folks do home hemodialysis, and that's a slower pace as well and not as taxing on your heart and body as well. And that works well for other people in terms of not being as tired as compared to the 3 days a week typically for in center hemodialysis. And that tends to be a little bit the harshest for your heart and body to absorb. The other thing with hemodialysis is that sometimes too much fluids could be removed or too quickly, and your body needs more time to recover afterwards, and that can make you tired as well. Some folks, maybe diabetics, don't eat or snack during treatments or before and after treatments, and maybe their blood sugars fall a little bit lower than usual, and that can make those folks tired. So those are some of the things where hemodialysis can affect patients and being tired. Some of the things I like to do in terms of my scheduling in the day is that on my dialysis schedule days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for hemodialysis in center, is I like to not schedule too many things right after. Give myself at least an hour or two break to recover. And often I will come home and take a little nap as well, even if it's for 20, 30 minutes before I go on and doing other things. There are days where my schedule doesn't allow me to do that, and I have to come home, get changed, go to work, and kind of push through the day. However, people notice, and I notice in terms of how I feel and how much energy I feel. I may look okay to some people, but I'm not as energetic as I usually am compared to my normal mode and being a little bit more happy, jolly, energetic, and moving around a lot more. So, and I could also feel fatigue on my body in the weights. So, things I do is, in addition to taking a nap and getting some rest if I can, I try to eat healthy, do a good diet, keep my labs in good order. I drink water instead of other sugary drinks and caffeine. That makes you tend to crash a little bit more. I do have my little cup of coffee, half a cup every day. So that's my little go-to thing. And sometimes I have a little bit more coffee in the afternoon as well to give me a little bit more energy if I need to push through things. But I try to avoid sugars as much as I can. Sweets, excess sugar. I don't put cream or sugar in my coffees and drinks. Watch out for the energy drinks because a lot of times they're loaded with sugar and caffeine. And a lot of energy drinks, because they're so concentrated, you'll get a sugar crash an hour or two after consuming or want more. So you keep feeding yourself more sugar and caffeine. And that's bad for your body as a kidney dialysis patient and even for healthy folks. Because I've known some folks in my life where they drink too much energy drinks, drink too much alcohol, and they end up having cardiac issues. And a few have passed away from it too. So just be aware of that. It's probably not a good thing for everybody. If you do consume it, drink it in moderation. There are soda alternatives. I also stay away from the diet sodas or the fake sugars as well. And I try to keep, if I have sugar, is natural. Fruits tend to be my sugar. And yeah, I do snack on it. The protein bars do have sugar as well. But I try to limit things to that's going to help me benefit other areas like proteins and whatnot a little bit more if I can, to try and eliminate that. So yeah, hopefully those help you. If you feel dizzy, if you feel warm, if you start cramping during hemodialysis, those may be indications where there's too much fluids being pulled. And usually one of the indicators is also your blood pressure starts dropping low. Some folks yawn a lot during dialysis, and that may be that your body needs the energy and sort of pull in more oxygen because you have low blood pressure. So those are different signs to look for, and let your tech and nurses know if you're doing hemodialysis and feeling those symptoms so that they could check on you, and also check on the machines to make sure all your settings are still correct. Check your blood pressure to make sure everything's okay, because if you have too low of blood pressure from dehydration and whatnot, you could easily fall down or pass out as well, and we don't want that to happen to anybody. If you're doing PD or home hemodialysis, it's possible that you mismanage how much fluid is being pulled as well for that day or during the treatment. So look for similar signs, okay, and then react to it as quickly as possible. For PD and home hemo, some folks do it all by themselves. No one else is really around, so you need to be extra cautious and be aware of those symptoms early, and then stop treatment or pause it. Also, a lot of times if it's dehydration, I drink some fluids. I always bring a bottle of water to hemodialysis with me, just in case. Sometimes my blood pressure and I get dehydrated towards the end of the treatment. I drink some more water. I feel a little bit better, get some energy back in my system, bring my blood pressure back a little bit. Just be careful how much you drink, and then still manage your fluid restrictions if you have any. Okay. Sometimes dry weights could change, your target dry weights could change if you're constipated, if you haven't had good bowel movements, if you've been eating really healthy or eating really well and a lot, you could actually sometimes gain a little bit of actual weight. And that means that your target dry weight may need to be adjusted so that we don't remove too much fluids from you. So hopefully these are tips that will help and get you a little bit understanding of what makes me tired after hemodialysis treatments. Again, this may not happen to everybody, but if it does happen, talk to your care team, talk to your techs, talk to your nurses, talk to your PD nurse, talk to your doctors and nephrologists, and try to figure out symptoms of what might be causing it. I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks for joining me today. Keep up with your treatments so that you can do more things that you enjoy with the folks that you enjoy. If you're new to this channel and you enjoy the content, please click on the subscribe button below and ring the little bell so you get notifications when new vlogs come out. Any comments that you have, or any tips that you have, or any questions that I could try and answer for you, do comment below also. I love hearing from you guys. Thanks for joining me today.